Ain't no way, ain't no how. I'ma let somebody come and shut me down. Hold my own, I'ma stand my ground. I'ma rep my city and salute my town. Said ain't no way, ain't no how. I'ma let somebody come and shut me down. I'ma hold my own, I'ma stand my ground. And I'm ready for whatever, and I still stand proud. Ain't no way. Who you think you kidding, dude? Never thought that I would do.
What up, though? It is your boy Mike D, host of Wrestling from the 313, and we got a new episode. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. As always, this episode is brought to you by WSN, the Wrestling Society Network. If you have Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, make sure you download the app. A lot of cool wrestling content, everything from wrestling cartoons, wrestling documentaries, wrestling movies, shows from independent promotions. They got it all. Also with WSN, don't forget to go on their website, sign up for a free account at thewrestlingsociety.com. Over there, you could go to the podcast room, check out Wrestling from the 313, and check out all the other cool wrestling podcasts that are out here in the IWC. Also, join WSN's Patreon page. You can join them for free. But to get all the exclusive shows and all the exclusive content, check out the membership options. Lot of membership options that are affordable for anybody that wants to join. Also, go to wrestlingfromthe313.shop. Get you some Wrestling from the 313 gear, hats, t-shirts, hoodies. We also got coffee mugs for anybody that want to drink coffee and watch a wrestling podcast or watch Wrestling from the 313. And also another announcement I forgot. I didn't even know this until earlier today. This past weekend we hit over the 60th episode plateau. So it seemed like only yesterday I was just doing episode 50. So it's cool to be at episode over the 60th plateau. So thank you to everybody that has watched, that subscribed, all that good stuff. And today my guest is an aspiring pro wrestler, and he's also the co-host of one of my favorite wrestling podcasts, Friends of the Square Circle with Crander Q. Jay Rich, welcome to Wrestling from the 313. What up, though?
Oh, thank you for having me. Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
No
I'm
problem.
I am. This is the first one I'm actually on as a guest. So.
Oh, so this is your first podcast as a guest?
Besides Friends, yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, I'm glad to that this is the first podcast we've been on. Speaking of Crander Q, I want to say shout out to him. We made a bet yesterday on the football game. So of course the Lions won. So if you check out his profile page and you see that Lions logo, that's it, you know why.
I was wondering about that. I'm like, I know he's not a Lions fan. That's I'll have to give him crap for that one.
Yeah, and he also he got to keep that as his profile page till Monday, and he also has to make a post. He has to post something good about the Detroit Lions all the way till next Monday. So yeah, shout out to Crander Q and go Lions.
Yeah.
So Jay Rich, you were telling me before we went live that you training to be a pro wrestler. What first inspired you to want to become a pro wrestler?
Well, honestly, obviously, with a lot of fans turned into wrestlers, they start out young as being a fan. Since I was 3 years old, that wrestling's been in my life, and I haven't stopped liking it or haven't gone away from it. I know some people do, and that's okay. But for me, it was just, it's there. It's always been there, always will be there. And this January, I started on a weight loss journey, and I've lost 115 pounds.
Oh, that's good. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was 400 pounds when I started the journey, and now I'm down to 285.
That's good.
Yeah. I'm not done losing weight, but I'm definitely on the right track. So
Oh yeah, definitely, and keep it up, man, and just stay focused and stay consistent, and you'll hit your goal.
yeah, for sure. Shout out to JDX, wrestler in Minnesota. He's my personal trainer. With the health and weight loss goals, if anybody has trouble with going to the gym or need motivation, he's your guy. Just look him up, Justin McCoy, and he just message him. He'd be more than willing to help you. Just a plug for him.
That's what's up.
But yeah, no, ever since then I was like, you know what? As much effort as I put into this weight loss journey, why not try for the pro wrestling journey? You know, there's a lot of avenues. Even if I'll start out, see if I can do the pro wrestling thing. And if my body says no, you can't, there's a lot of avenues to go in pro wrestling for sure. Like manager, referee, there's a lot. So,
Definitely.
and also like, I just love it. It's a passion. So,
Oh yeah, same here, man. I don't know if we close to the same age or not, but I've been a wrestling fan since I was like 3, 5 years old, and I can remember maybe like 10 or 11 or something like that. I kind of felt like I was getting too old for it or whatever, and kind of took a step back, but then kind of got back into it a little bit. I think I got back into it when I started watching WCW, like when my parents had first got cable, and I was
okay.
able to watch WCW on TBS and stuff. So it was like, because it was like, I think WWF at the time was still had like the cartoon, like the gimmicky characters, like Doink the Clown and Duke the Dumpster Drosy and stuff like that. And then it was like, I think like when guys like Hulk Hogan had left, Macho Man had left, um, Ultimate Warrior, I don't think he was there. I think I got kind of disinterested. I wasn't as interested in WWF no more. But then when I seen him in WCW, I was kind of interested in when Hogan went there, but I think I was more interested in the guys like Lex Luger, Sting, Ric Flair, because I know Ric Flair was in WWF, but it was like a short, brief moment.
Mm-hmm.
But to hear, like, to see, like, this is where really Ric Flair started, like NWA, WCW. That's what made me interested in watching them. And just, I can still just remember watching Saturday night, WCW Saturday night. And I always remember the Dangerous Alliance was always on. It don't matter who it was, whether it was Paul Heyman, I know Rick Rude, was it Arn Anderson, Bobby Eaton, Medusa, and Stunning Steve Austin. That was the group, I think.
And then
And
Larry Sabisco.
Larry Zabisco, yep. And yeah, it just, when I got up on WCW, it just showed me like a bunch of new characters that I never heard of, or I've heard of but never seen them wrestle and stuff. And even with guys that left WWF to go to WCW, so it's like, oh, okay, this is where they went. And then guys from WCW that went to WWF, it's like, okay, so this is where they came from. So it was just a cool time in wrestling, especially with the Monday Night Wars. That was definitely the best time.
Oh, for sure. The Attitude Era and the Attitude Era for WWE, but also the Monday Night Wars. I mean, just the WCW with Nitro taking off as it did. Um, I I was a so I like both companies. I never we watched WCW a lot more than WWE, but I also was a fan of a lot of the guys in WWE. So we would like watch Nitro live, record Raw, then watch Raw after.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just that time period just it won't be replicated as much as we all hope.
Yeah.
Just too much. There's too much. How do I say it in a decent way? The stuff that they were polling back in them days would not be allowed today.
Oh no, no. They'd be trying to pull the plug so quick.
Exactly.
So, who were some of your biggest wrestling influences growing up?
The first person I remember seeing, you're a little older than I am, so I'm 34.
Oh yeah, I'll be 44 next month.
So a little bit older than I am. That's all right. But the first one I can remember, I was at my great uncle's house and they ordered a pay-per-view. It was The Undertaker, the black lights, the purple, just everything about that character was ominous and it was cool. Yeah. I mean, but then once I started watching it regularly with my grandmother and all of her brothers and stuff, mine were like Sting, Bret Hart, Hogan, Savage, just the classics. I was just, and then the Road Warriors, another one. And then it wasn't until like later on that I'd say a big one was Stone Cold. I mean, I preferred him over The Rock.
Yeah. I like The Rock too, but I give a slight edge. I give a slight edge to Stone Cold.
Yeah, for sure.
Stone Cold was that guy. I think people love Stone Cold, but because they could kind of relate to like his character a little bit. Everybody wanted to stun their boss. Everybody wanted to stun some type of authority figure that just like pissed them off. And I think that's why everybody just related to Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, for sure. And then I think I don't honestly like. It's so weird, like saying like. I was also a Goldberg fan too, because I was growing up in the '90s. Like it's hard for me because my aunt took me out of school just to go see Goldberg. I was in grade school. I was like 4th grade, and my aunt took me out of school. She's like, it was cool. I mean, he's a nice guy, really nice guy. I can't complain. I mean, about him, I know he, there's a lot of negative stuff about him, but honestly, he's really nice.
That's what's up. And I think the Goldberg run was like one of the best things that happened for WCW at that time, because it was like they were pushing a new star. It seemed like everybody came from somewhere in WCW. So now you got this guy that just come out of nowhere that was like, he was one of them, how they have some of those matches and the jobber that's already in the ring. He was already in the ring. So when you seen him in the match with Hugh Morris, we just thinking like, oh, this is about to be a match that, Hugh Morris about to win. Yeah. And it was the total opposite. And then it was just like every week he was just gaining momentum. And then it just went crazy. Like the entrance, entrance music, and it was like one of the biggest things that happened during that time.
Yeah, and with as much success as he had, he was very new to the business.
Yeah.
But he wasn't a wrestling fan though either. He was a football guy.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, looking at it now, like as we're older, he was in it for a lot. I mean, the money is true. I mean, but I mean, like I said, during that run though, you couldn't tell.
Yeah. And then it was like at that time, I don't think there was many wrestlers who had like a crazy undefeated streak like that either.
Oh,
So
no.
he did something that no other wrestler has done before.
Oh, and just yeah. I was one of those one of the Goldberg fans. I mean, I had everything, shirts and cups, his book, his like everything, action figures is like, yeah. I couldn't get enough of Goldberg at that time.
Yeah, that's what's up. So, what has the training process been like for you so far, both physically and mentally?
So I'm 4 weeks in so far.
Okay.
So we're just getting started underway. Honestly, like the physical part, it's still I got to work on cardio. It's one of the biggest things right now is cardio, and then mindset wise, it's just knowing like, hey, it's just training. This is it. You know, it's okay to not get something perfectly because you're only 4 weeks in. Remember, yeah, he was just like, you're 4 weeks in. I mean, you just got to give yourself some grace because not a lot of people can do what you're doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
So what
teaching
was?
your what's up?
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's just teaching your body like stuff that it's not used to, like falling. Like,
Yeah. And I was just about to ask you that. What was it like when you took your first few bumps?
um, it you definitely felt it. Um, it's it's still a process. It's still a learning curve for me a little bit.
Right.
Um, you know, I'm getting there. I'm really getting there. They gave me all compliments this last week, saying I was moving better than I have in the last couple weeks. So, you know, it's like I said, it's a process. The company that I'm training at is River City Wrestling Academy,
Okay.
and they are out of Sparta Lacrosse area. River City Championship Wrestling is the company that I'll be working for. Down the road here. I'm still doing shows. I'm doing shows with them. Like we're helping set up the ring, you know. And so I enjoy it. I enjoy being around the guys. I enjoy being around the community. The wrestling community is not unlike anything else.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
There's so much brotherhood, brotherhood, sisterhood.
Yeah, I definitely agree. That's even just doing podcast. Like, and he wrestles at the pro.
I know he's on. But yeah, he's pretty well known in the Minnesota, Wisconsin area. So
Cool. So, have you set any goals for yourself as an aspiring wrestler, like certain promotions you love to work for? Because I know you.
So so for right now, it'll be mainly RCCW. If I ever get opportunities, I mean, I'll talk to the coaches and stuff like that and be like, hey, I got an opportunity here. Be respectful, and that's the biggest thing is, being respectful. It's a respect thing.
Definitely, definitely.
It's like that time that, no, taking it back a little bit, that Luger showed up on Nitro, the first Nitro, and didn't tell McMahon about it, and because Bischoff didn't want him to, and I don't agree. I know Luger regrets it now, but like he said, it's a respect thing. So I'd rather talk to my coaches and be like, hey, is it okay?
Yeah, definitely. Or even with when Medusa came over to from WWF to WCW and she dumped the women's championship in the trash.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
Oof.
know she definitely had to regret that because that was like woo, like they drew first blood when they did that.
Oh yeah, yeah. They did that. It was yeah. Obviously, as a younger kid, it's like, oh, okay, this is happening. But then you don't, like, as an adult, you're like, oh, okay, that's a little too much.
Yeah,
But I mean, with Eric Bischoff, he wanted to be the best.
yeah. I will say this though, and I will give WWF props for this. I would have loved to see when DX had pulled up to the Norfolk while they were doing the Nitro show. I would have loved to have seen them pull that gate up and just to see DX come out in the crowd during the Nitro show. Like that would have been like mind blowing right there.
Did you hear the story about with Kevin when Kevin Nash was talking about it?
Yeah, Kevin Nash was ready. He was like, "Man, let the gate up."
That's what he's saying. Like he said, he's like, I saw them driving. I was at the arena then, and I'm like, let them in because you're gonna give Nitro so many more viewers because you're letting him in.
Yep.
And Bischoff didn't want any of it. I'm just like, Nash, in a way, except for some of his booking decisions, was really good. Like he is very smart when it comes to wrestling in terms of like psychology and like some of his creative ideas. Some of his ideas were okay, but I mean, he's got an ego as much as the other. A lot of them do.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So
most definitely.
But yeah, no. For now, it's get through the training. Pass my grad match. Just focus on that right now. Just focus on the in-ring stuff. I've got a character. J Rich is going to be my name. I've already got it made on that one.
Sweet.
So
not to let everything out the bag, but like, what is going to be the persona? Is he going to be a baby face? Going to be a heel? Like
at first it'll be babyface because that's what they have us start as.
Okay.
Just to kind of get yourself over, get the crowd into you, and go from there, kind of thing.
And then once you get everybody going, just flip the switch. And
I could be a monster. Like there's a lot of guys that have the first class that graduated last year. They're like, you could be a monster heel. Like there's no doubt.
So you got a finishing move in mind, or are you still working on that?
Still working on that. I was always a fan of like Vader and Bam Bam Bigelow and yeah, like I was fan of them guys. Some of Abdullah's work, some of Bruiser Brody. Just Brody King is a newer guy that I really enjoy watching as well. So
From AEW, right?
yeah, yep,
Oh,
yep.
that's what's up. So, what's been the most challenging part of preparing for a career in wrestling?
Honestly, it's just when the days get tough, like the training sessions get tough, just being like, you're like just telling myself like, I know why I'm doing this. I mean, it's not easy to lose 115 pounds. And like my coach was saying, that's drive. That's somebody who wants it. That's somebody who has the drive to make it far, as long as your head doesn't get in the way of, you know, okay, I didn't do as well this week. Well, there's always next week, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but yeah, no, it's just it's a mindset. It's just, and then just, learning from the mistakes that I made in the ring
Mm-hmm.
during training, and trying to perfect them, trying to get better at them. And like I said, cardio is my biggest thing right now, is just working on my cardio.
Cool, cool. And like you've been saying, man, just keep working hard. You know what I'm saying? Staying in the fight, staying consistent, and you're gonna hit them goals, man. And soon as you know it, you're gonna be out there training, and you're gonna be hitting those ropes, and they're gonna be like, "Whoa, this brother is moving."
Yeah.
So, let's talk about Friends of the Square Circle. So, how did it come up? You becoming the new co-host with Crander Q.
So Cal and I met, Crander Q, Cal, sorry. We met actually at a First Wrestling show in Minneapolis. The company First Wrestling, it was a WrestlePalooza, which is one of their big events every year. And just started talking, and then we lost touch until last year.
Okay.
At MAW Grand Slam, and he's like, "Hey, we were talking. He's like, "Hey, I've got this podcast, and was wondering if you'd like to be a guest on it." So I said, "Sure." I mean, because he knew I was a wrestling fan. We had similar interests and stuff like that. And so then he had me as a guest, and the first time he had me on off air, he was like, "Hey, what do you think about, being a co-host?" At the time, I wasn't ready, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Still kind of new to having my face out there, I guess you could say, because sometimes I'm very quiet, very reserved kind of guy.
Yeah.
It was the second time that he had me on, and we were talking off air, and he's like, "I really think you'd be a good co-host, and eventually, do your own." He's like, "You just gotta, learn like everything else. You gotta learn how to talk effectively, how to, gauge your audience." And it's like from there. I can't. I'm enjoying it. And being that I'm friends with a lot of the wrestlers, I've been able to get some of them guys on, and he's like, my last couple co-hosts, they didn't do a whole lot for me. So he's like, "You're you went above and beyond, even in the first month of us." Being a team. And I was like, he likes to have fun too. at our expense.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and it's funny that you say that. When I got into you know, podcasting and you know, for wrestling, Friends of the Square Circle was the first show I was a guest on.
Really?
So yeah. So and I remember it because I had did a podcast that I was doing on Anchor off the Anchor app and putting it on the Spotify. I, I had called it the Too Sweet podcast or whatever, but I got to change it up. So while in the process of doing that, I'm just on Facebook and I'm just like, man, you know, just looking for wrestling podcasts, any pages or whatever. And I found Crander Hughes. He had made a post saying, hey, if you want to be a guest, you know, just hit me up. And I hit him up and I ended up coming on his show. And me and him have been friends for over 2 years now. Like ever since I started podcasting, he's always been there, always gave me advice on stuff. And, you know, he's definitely somebody that if you're gonna keep continuing doing this podcasting, he's definitely somebody that you want to have on your side because he's gonna help you a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't plan on stopping. I mean, even as my wrestling career, shoots up, I don't plan on going anywhere. And he knows that. I'm in it for the long haul, It's doing things that I love,
Yeah.
And I love talking about wrestling. I just everything about it. It's fun.
Yeah, definitely. And I would tell you my advice to you because I was the same way. I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't think that, if I was putting out content that people would like what I put or whatever. Sometimes you got to put that out your mind and you just got to do it. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if you come with your own style, if you come original, if you come real, the people gonna know that, and they gonna subscribe to your content. They gonna subscribe to your pages, like your content, comment on your content. You gonna get that love. So just keep doing it. You know what I'm saying? And the more that you do it, the more confident you gonna be.
Absolutely. And he was like, I did my first solo like 2 weeks ago now, and I was like, I want some feedback on it. Like, so he watched it, and he's like, in 20 minutes you got it down. You're like, you nailed it. He's like, you're really good at this. I was like, thank you. I mean, I really appreciate that coming from somebody who's been doing it for quite a while.
Yeah.
And who talk his mouth off. I mean, geez, Crander Q can talk.
Yeah. And that's
just kidding, buddy. Just kidding.
And that's one of the first things he told me when I started mine. He was like, man, you got the voice for this too. And I'm like, really? And he was like, yeah, you got it. So, he's definitely somebody that's going to always, keep it real with you and give you advice to make your pods better.
For sure. And I appreciate you, man. Just being like, hey, do you want to come on? Like I said, you're the first person that's actually asked me to become on the podcast. So.
Oh, no problem. And we could I could shoot you a message afterwards. If you want to go on any other podcasts, I can reach out to other podcasters to have you on this show also.
Yeah, if they're willing, yeah. I mean, I find time, yeah, for sure.
Cool. So, do you approach wrestling and podcasting differently, or do you find they feed into each other?
I definitely feel like they feed into each other because with podcasting, you're also kind of a character in a way. Like you have to find your rhythm and find your groove, and it's the same thing with being in the ring. Is you have to find your rhythm, find your groove, get into character, get into being able to do it in front of a live crowd. or in a podcasting way, you have to be able to do it in front of a camera.
Yeah.
So you're learning as well as you would in a wrestling ring.
Yeah. Definitely.
And that's where I feel like they're the same, like on that level, is like, because you're networking, you're communicating to the masses essentially.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's how I look at it. For me personally, I don't know if you're any different, Mike, or if that's how you feel about it, or
I kind of approach it. They feed into. I agree with you. They feed into each other, and it's like for me, like they both like I'm a fan of wrestling, and then like I said, I've always been interested in podcasting. So it's like when I put the two together, it was just like you just got to come up with just got to be creative in what you do. You know what I'm saying? And once I kind of found my stride and stuff like that, like it's been a cool breeze.
yeah, like I said, it's that you got to find your find your what works and what doesn't work type of thing.
Yeah, definitely. So I know you've been on there a short time. So what's been one of your favorite episodes or more moments from the podcast so far?
I would say the episode we did with Michael Ark.
Okay.
He's a buddy of mine. Was the part of the first class of the RCCW students. And it was a laugh. I mean, we had fun with it. It went off the rails quite a few times, but you know what? It's fun. It was a fun episode. We all needed the laugh. I mean, I know Crander Q did at that time. And so they made fun of me a lot in that episode, because I don't know if you're aware, but apparently my favorite Hulk Hogan movie is Three Ninjas.
Is that true or
It's not true, but it's not true. Crander Q is going to tell you that it is true, but it is not true. My favorite Hogan movie would have to be No Holds Barred, because I feel like him and is it Tiny or Tony? Tony Lister?
Tiny
Lister.
Tiny Lister, yeah.
Yeah. They worked well in that movie together. Did they work in the ring together? No, absolutely not. Because Tiny Lister, Zeus, like didn't. I mean, he looked good in the camera. He looked menacing.
Yeah.
But just wasn't. Didn't turn out to be much.
Yeah. That's
But
that's definitely his best movie, No Holds Barred, and it just seemed like after that, all his movies just kind of.
Yeah. I'd rather watch Roddy Piper in a movie than I would Hogan.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think who were other wrestlers back in the day. I know it was Hogan, Piper. I know Andre the Giant did a movie.
Yep, Jesse Ventura, yeah,
because he
did. I think he did Predator. He did one of the Predator movies.
Yep. Was it the first one?
Yes, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Let's see, some of the other guys. I mean, whoa.
A lot of people don't remember this, but the Undertaker was in Suburban Commando.
Was he? Okay, yeah, I didn't even know that.
He was one of the guys that didn't talk. And remember, like towards the end of the movie, the dude that was like, "You're a dead man, Ramsey."
Yeah,
that was the Undertaker.
Okay, yeah. That's wow.
I wouldn't have. He had like the fluffy curly hair,
long orange curly hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Undertaker.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that one at all.
Yeah, I'm telling my age, man.
Hey, that's okay. That's okay. I talked to some of the like younger guys that are like 20 years old, and I'm like, oh yeah, you were born in this year, so you probably have no idea what I'm talking about half the time when it comes to wrestling.
Right.
Because like I'll talk about something that happened in the 90s that wasn't very well known, and they're like, what? What was that? I was like, oh, okay, never mind. I'm old. But
Hey,
yeah, but I also see, for me as a kid, I was also going back and watching the old stuff. Like
yeah.
because my grandma and my great grandpa and my grandma's brothers and all of them went, and my grandpa all went to AWA shows.
Oh, cool.
So they were, yeah, like Vern Gagne, his training facility was so close to was like 10 minutes away from my grandma's house.
Oh, sweet.
So like they were in the business, like they grew up with the business
Yeah.
in terms of AWA. So they saw all these guys that come in like Hogan, and it's like it's so cool listening to their stories of them going to the live shows. That back then it was like it looked real.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
um, like my grandma would tell me stories of like um of her grandma like going like into the action, like get him, like punch him, like really going into like screaming at the TV,
Yeah.
and it, quiet.
That they would say like when wrestling was on, you better be quiet. That was like family, like one of the shows that all the family got together and watched.
Yeah, and that was how my family was. We all
Yeah.
got together. We all used to get pay-per-views. I would all go over to my uncle's and we'd watch pay-per-views. I mean, I miss those days, because it was a family thing.
Yeah. It's a family. It's still a family thing, but nowadays, if you want to go to a show, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg.
Exactly. And that's why I love going to indie shows. I love
But
indie shows.
everybody says that everybody that come on every podcast that I go on or that come on my show, they always say that like go to an independent wrestling show, you'll spend $25-$30 and you'll have a good time.
I would rather spend $100 at an indie show because at least I'm getting merch out of it and supporting the guys that are guys and gals that I like.
Yeah.
Instead of paying $100 for nosebleed seats that I can barely experience the action. Like SummerSlam in 26 is going to be in Minneapolis, and me and Crander Q are talking about doing some stuff there, vendoring and see where we can vendor at and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
But me and him are like, if we get nosebleeds, cool. That means that we can say we were at at the SummerSlam. But we're more focused on getting the indie shows and getting our name in the indie shows and stuff like that. Like, because there's going to be a lot. There's going to be a lot in Minneapolis that it's going to be crazy.
Cool.
So that's what I look at. Like, indie shows are where it's at for me right now. I mean, I love watching GCW as well. I think
GCW comes to Detroit a lot too.
I was gonna say they come there. They don't come to Wisconsin very much, and they don't come to Minnesota. They haven't been to Minnesota at all.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, for real, they haven't. And the only Wisconsin area they've been to is Milwaukee, and that was once.
Wow.
Yeah. So more Detroit, Chicago. If they go, I mean Illinois. Yeah, Chicago, Illinois. Duh. I know they go to Indy. It's just not a lot, and over in these neck of the woods.
Yeah. So what do you think the buzz is gonna be like when SummerSlam comes to Minnesota?
It's going to be high. I always feel like it's going to be high. I mean, there's going to be so much to do. It's just going to be. I mean, it's WWE. I mean,
Oh yeah.
they're never going away. I mean, if for whatever reason TKO decides to sell them off, which I think they would be foolish because they are making a lot of money off of them. And it's a lot because for Minneapolis, we don't get or I mean, I used to go to shows there a lot. So growing up in Minnesota, so they didn't get very many shows. They honestly didn't for the last. I mean, for the last few years they have,
Mm-hmm.
but years prior, maybe had one show in Minneapolis for the year, and that was it.
Cause I thought, cause Minnesota is like, well, Minneapolis, that's a wrestling state. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of wrestlers
Yeah,
came
oh yeah,
out of Minnesota or Minneapolis, and that's surprising. I never realized that they didn't do a lot of shows in that state around
yeah,
that.
WWE didn't do a lot
Wow.
in the '90s either. They had SummerSlam '99. That was the pay-per-view they had there. And but WCW on the other hand, they did a lot of shows in Minneapolis because Eric Bischoff grew up in Minneapolis and
Yeah, yeah.
he did a lot for the AWA there as well. When he was there. And then after WCW folded, like I said, WWE barely came. It was every couple of years they would be there.
Wow.
Yeah. So growing up, I didn't like as a kid. I went to a lot of WCW shows.
Okay.
I was at the first Nitro in the Mall of America.
Oh,
Uh,
sweet.
yeah. So I mean, those were the ones the fun ones for me. And then growing up as like an adult, I'd go to First Wrestling. Ring of Honor would have quite a few shows in Minnesota, so I'd go to them. So then after that, I just mainly went to indie shows and WWE when I could afford it.
That's what's up. So now that you're in the podcasting and stuff, if you could interview any wrestler, past or present, on your show, who would it be and why?
Oh, this is tough. This is really tough. How about I name you? Can I name you a couple?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So if I could name any past guy, like legend or whatever have you, I would really like to pick the brain of Raven. I would love to have Raven on a podcast and just to pick his brain because he's creative. He's for me it was amazing. I would say and like so Raven's like a legend I would pick, and right now like currently a current person I would that's current right now. It's so hard.
Yeah.
Swerve would be a fun one. Yeah, like there's so many that would be fun. Yeah, that's tough. It is tough. It is very tough to choose because they're. I mean, every one of them is unique in some way or form or fashion. Like,
yeah,
because you're not going to get the same answers as you would, so and so.
Yeah, I think if I and this is just to be brief, this is just a mixture of past and present. I would love to have Stone Cold Steve Austin as a guest.
Okay.
to go on his show. I think that, you know, just us two talking wrestling, drinking beer, maybe a shot of whiskey or two, that'd be cool. You know what I'm saying? And he just seemed like he a chill guy too. You know,
Right.
Chris Van Vliet, I would love to go on his podcast or him be a guest on mine. Um, he did a cameo video for me a while back. I had bought one of those videos and he did one, and I thought that was pretty cool. You know,
Yeah.
just seeing somebody that's one of the top podcasters in the wrestling community, if not the number one guy. Just show you, you know, just take the time out and just show you love on the cameo video. So I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
But I would like to interview Sting. I would
Yeah.
like to interview Ric Flair, Kevin Nash, um, Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman. As far as like current wrestlers, Jay Uso,
Okay.
Bianca Belair, maybe Charlotte Flair. I'm trying to think who else. Maybe Swerve, like you said, Swerve. Um, that's just a few. That's just a few. I could go on all day, but
Right.
but
Right. I mean, so I mean,
definitely,
it's same as well. Like I mean, it's tough.
yeah,
Will
because
Ospreay would be a fun one. I feel like.
yeah, yeah. So looking ahead, what's next for you both in your wrestling journey and with the podcast?
Wrestling journey, just kind of focus on the next. I think it's. Let's see, how many weeks do I have? So it's week 4 of 12. So just focus on just getting better every day. Focus on the cardio every day. Just kind of getting better at doing it. You know, just focusing on that. There's a few shows that I'll be working. Not wrestling, but working. In the next couple months for River City Championship Wrestling. A big one we have. It's called the Gravedigger Show, and it's Gilbert Brown is hosting it. He does it every year for River City Championship Wrestling, and we got Hacksaw Jim Duggan coming in and doing some stuff. You know, signing autographs, taking pictures. So look that up. That's going to be a big show for River City Championship Wrestling. And then as far as the podcast, we're going to be doing some vendoring for MAW's Grand Slam, which is the biggest show of the year for them. Great Muda is going to be one of the headlining acts that are coming in to sign autographs, take pictures. I know Adam Baum is scheduled to appear. Let's see who else. Layla L. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know quite if it's for sure, but I think we might be interviewing her.
Okay.
I think. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if it's accurate or not, but that would be awesome. And then just doing episodes. Like, I always ask him, like, hey, when's the next episode? When's the next episode? When do I need to be available? So it's just, you know, I know with him finding time for me. I mean, I'm pretty open. Otherwise, Sundays are kind of hard just because that's training.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, just kind of having fun, doing my thing in the wrestling side of it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And that's the main thing. Like, as long as you having fun with it, man, everything gonna fall into place for y'all. So you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, good luck with your wrestling career, and you know, being the new co-host with Friends of the Square Circle.
Thank you, Mike.
Lot hope a lot of success for you guys.
Also, if anybody's watching right now and as we're live, anybody want to check us out? We're on Facebook at Friends of the Squared Circle. We have our YouTube channel as well. Check us out. I mean, if you want to be a guest or you're a wrestling fan, we talk about the wrestling fandoms. We're a little different than some of the podcasts out there, you know. So definitely check us out. You can find me on Jordan. It's Jordan Richardson on Facebook. Jordan Richardson on Instagram. It's my main two.
All right.
So
Sweet. So let's talk a little little WWE. So of
okay,
course this was the first PLE on ESPN, on the new ESPN app, and of course everybody was upset that they just switched over to ESPN and people got to pay more money to see PLEs. Um, if you caught the pay-per-view on the ESPN app, what did you think of it?
honestly, I there was. It wasn't as big as they said it was going to be for me.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there was three really good matches, and the rest were just kind of like okay. By the way, hey Crander Q, what's up? He said at the bottom of that, I saw that. Honestly, the tag match with the Usos and the Vision was very good.
Yeah,
those two, those four guys can work.
Yeah.
And I don't know how Jay busted his head open like he did. I know he hit the bottom somehow. It ricocheted or something like that, but he got busted open the hard way on that one.
Did. Yeah, I think they had put him in concussion protocol too.
Yeah, they did. Like it was a great match though. And then Stephanie Vaquer and Io Sky.
I think that was the match of the night, in my opinion.
Oh, for sure. I think it was too. And I can't knock Drew versus Cody because that was a really good match. They have great chemistry. I can see them going in for another one. I mean, you know, Drew will probably say he got screwed by the referee multiple times, which, you know.
Yeah. I would definitely say like the pay-per-view was okay. I always say this when people like complain about like some of the PLEs not being as good. I look at it like this. I'm cool with wrestling on a Saturday night. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times when college football is on from 12 in the afternoon up until pretty much all day.
All day.
After you watch your favorite team, you pretty much done with college football. Or if you watching like multiple, like a couple of games, after a while, you get burnt out. So if you don't want to watch college football and then, you know, it's really nothing else on TV, if it's wrestling on, that's cool. Because there's a lot of times on Saturday night, if you at home, it's nothing on TV. So if I got wrestling from 6 to 10 o'clock or from 7 to 11 p.m., I'm cool with it. Now, I did hear that the AEW All Out pay-per-view was pretty good. And
it was.
People say that it was better than WrestlePalooza.
It was definitely better than WrestlePalooza, for sure. The matches, there wasn't I can't pick a single match that it was good for different reasons. Like you had your your brawls, you had really good wrestling. I mean, you had the reunion of Jurassic Express with Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus, which was really cool. I mean, Beth Phoenix made her debut. I'm glad she knocked Stokely Hathaway out with a spear. He's annoying. I mean, hey, he does his part well though.
He got the best line in a promo all this year when he said he was short, he bald, he can't get any hoes, and he been fighting all his life. That was like the best line in a promo this year.
Oh, for sure. And then Eddie Kingston coming back. Eddie Kingston, I really like it. I enjoy watching him. I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, Eddie Kingston, you could have lost weight." Oh, blah 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 blah. But that's not his character.
Yeah.
His character's a street fighter.
He
He,
kind of
he
remind me of Kevin Owens a little bit. Just that like don't really care how he
yep.
look. He just gonna get out there and in the ring and he gonna fight.
Yeah, for sure. He's you know, and that I just like his story. Like I mean, he's earned his way. Like he deserves where he's at. I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
been doing it for a long time too.
definitely.
But
So
yeah, no, I think I think they played it a little safe with the WWE ESPN debut. I think they wanted to just see where it went, see where it goes, see what they can do, what they can't do. And honestly, they're on ESPN now, so at this point, hopefully they can only go up. You know.
yeah. So I did, and I said this on one of my shows that I did this weekend, the preview for WrestlePalooza. I think it's gonna be a matter of time. It's only a matter of time, especially like when the Netflix deal died. It's towards the end, and whatever deal they got with Universal and NBC, when that contract is close to an end, I won't be surprised if WWE programming is on ESPN. And
I
I think this PLE, the PLEs going to ESPN is just the start of what we may see in the future.
I I'm yeah, I agree with you for
Because
sure.
I could see I could see possibly SmackDown. I could see SmackDown going to ESPN. The only reason why I don't see Raw is because Raw would be going ahead with Monday Night Football. And you don't want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could see them maybe doing something else, like extended with Netflix or something like that. But I couldn't see Raw,
Right.
Monday Night Raw, ESPN when they got Monday Night Football. Now I could
Um,
see SmackDown, and what you could do with SmackDown on Fridays if this on ESPN, you can have it on ESPN. But if you got like playoff games or tournament games, you could move SmackDown to ESPN too. So just that's just something that I've been thinking about and I could see eventually happen.
and then I think in small touch like with NXT. I mean, they just got onto CW. I know,
Yeah,
but I honestly could see NXT going to ESPN and then TNA going to CW. You know,
yeah.
because I mean that TNA shows are really good too. I was just at the TNA tapings, and they've been really good lately. TNA has been on fire as well, and they're not talked about enough, I feel like, but um yeah, they got a big show coming up as well with the 3D Team 3D and the Hardys one last time.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So who you think will win that match?
Because I feel like with the titles on the line, I don't think 3D Team 3D will win it. I feel like the Hardys will probably take that one because the Hardys are still more active than Bully and um Devon are, because Devon's barely active anymore because
Right.
he can't move around as much. Bully's still active here and there, but I think the Hardys will probably take it.
Definitely, definitely. So what do you think of the TNA WWE NXT crossover? Do you like it? Do you think it's been one sided? Is what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts?
Uh, in terms of appeal, it's been better than it has been, but I feel like in a lot of ways the NXT guys are a little more, because I mean they put the title on Trick, which don't get me wrong, Trick Williams is really good. He's a really good. He's good, but it should definitely go. I'm hoping at Bound for Glory, Mike Santana gets the title back, because I just feel like it's been NXT guy is just taking over the company at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
been one-sided a lot.
Yeah.
WWE has been more one-sided on that than.
And then I was surprised like they even did that with the knockouts division. Like they had JC Jane
Yep.
as the knockouts and the NXT women's champion. But then I was surprised to see that Ash by
Ash.
Elegance she won the knockouts title, and she had been in WWE when she was Dana Brooke, and that was kind of cool to see her get that moment on WWE soil. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like, wow, you know what I'm saying? Like this was a Dana Brooke that was just barely on TV. Now she like one of the top knockouts in TNA.
Yeah, and for me, like being a um MAW guy, it was cool to see Maggie Lee, or as M by Elegance or whatever she goes by. Maggie Lee is how I know her.
Yeah.
Getting her, goal of, being a tag team champion and stuff like that. It's cool to see like some of the wrestlers that nowadays that you watch and stuff and see at indie shows, and they're making their way up to like TNA and like for me, all wrestling, doesn't matter what it is good. It is good for everybody. It's good.
Oh,
It's good wrestling. I
oh,
mean, you could. I mean, there's certain things that companies do that I don't care for. But at the end of the day, the more companies around, the better.
oh yeah, yeah. And that's why I hate when people say, oh, it's too much wrestling. Like you can never have there's no such thing. Saying that there's too much wrestling, if you're gonna say that, you might as well say it's too much college football. You might as well
Yeah.
say it's too much college basketball. You might as well say it's too much rap music. You might as well say it's too many movies or whatever. But like you could never have enough wrestling. Me personally, I think a company like WWE doesn't have enough wrestling. Like I think that with all the wrestlers, and I've always said this, with all the wrestlers that they've released in the past, if you brought all those wrestlers back, you could create an entire new brand. You could recreate WCW if you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I think that I don't know. I just think that WWE has the power to do a lot, and sometimes I don't think they capitalize on their opportunities.
I honestly, I feel like they're pushing more guys nowadays than they were like 10 years ago, though.
That's true.
Like, I mean, from like from '09 to, let's see, 2017, 2018, they were hardly doing anything with anybody. Even 2020 up to 2020, they weren't. I mean, but once McMahon was out of the, creative decisions and out of that stuff, there was more guys that they've been pushing and than they have in recent memory. Because I 2010 was, I quit some of that stuff in 2010, 2011, 2012. I have a hard time watching, because just the amount of nonsense that Vince would put on just wasn't great. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously you had certain matches that are all time greats in that, few years, but as a whole, there was no other company that was valuable in terms of big name. There was TNA, yes, but after they left Spike TV, they barely were on anything. They were on Destination America. Okay, that's not even a channel anymore.
Right.
And if it is, I don't even know. But then like our Ring of Honor, yeah, they were still small though.
Yeah.
They weren't very big.
And I'm surprised Tony Khan has not got them a TV deal yet. I would read little stuff here and there that they're still working on it, but that should
Well,
have like they should they should have been had some type of TV deal. Whether it was on, you could have put them on True TV for an hour. You know what I'm saying?
what I what I read this, actually I was reading this afternoon about it. What I read is they're not, they're still with like WWBD or whatever it's called now. They're still with them, but they can shop around. They can look and see if there's anybody that'd be willing to, sign them on to a bigger TV deal or whatever. Because right now, with seeing that WD Warner Brothers and they're not Discovery, they're not sure what the plan is with them. So they gave them. They're still on that TV network, the TV deal, but they're free to shop around and see who would want them and all that other stuff. So we'll see what goes from there. But I'm sure that there's going to be I'm sure, cable company that will want them, because right now AEW has been really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been on fire. I honestly, their pay-per-views are always on fire. Their pay-per-views are always top notch. Like, I would order every AEW pay-per-view every month because they're that good.
And that's the one thing that I say, like AEW, like their shows might be okay, but when it comes to those pay-per-views, one thing that I can say about AEW is that they're always a sellout, and it's going to be at least a 4-star pay-per-view, a 4 out of 5 pay-per-view. So it's just like they might not show up all the time at the Dynamite tapings or Collision shows, but when they come to them pay-per-views, they show up and show out. I say that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And even without, Swerve right now and without Will Ospreay, I mean, they're still it's going to be a few months before we get those guys back, but
yeah. So,
but
go ahead.
Yeah, but I think from what I looked at, it was like AEW was so close in ticket sales to WWE. This last pay-per-view. It was
The AEW is having a pay-per-view. They just gonna come up with something. So if they have one in May, and WWE not scheduled to have one, they just gonna have one in May on the same day. So it's just like I think right, I'm about to flip the channel and not watch WWE no more.
See, I honestly, like it. Look what happened though. Like, AEW switched their time, which was smart on them, and they out wrestled WWE for me. I mean, it was, to me, WrestlePalooza was a thrown together show, and it was only like a 3-week build. I mean,
that's true.
You can't tell very many stories in a 3-week build pay-per-view and expect a lot. I mean, because before it was like a 2-month build where they would, but I don't know. It was weird to see, I guess. Just wasn't it. I don't know. It just wasn't like this over the top.
Yeah, it wasn't. it didn't meet your expectations compared to how much they tried to build it like it was like a SummerSlam. They was actually talking about WrestlePalooza actually being a big six. And
Yeah.
nah. I'd rather elimination chamber be part of the big six if you're gonna add another big pay-per-view like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said, it just was they didn't build the John Cena Brock Lesnar match like they could have.
Yeah,
And then it ended up turning into a John Cena burial,
yeah, pretty much.
essentially, is what it did. Uh,
It's like if you was playing WWE 2K on easy.
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what that's what it looked like.
yeah,
So
yeah.
real quick before we wrap things up, Tony Khan has said that he's got an announcement to make on AEW, and I had read earlier today that the announcement that he's going to make is that there's going to be a tournament to crown new women's tag team champions. So, what do you think about that? If that is the announcement, what do you think about AEW having women's tag team championships?
They have the talent.
Yeah,
They do have a lot of women's talent that doesn't get enough airtime.
yeah,
I mean, so you could easily do the tag team championships on for them easily. There's so much talent on that women's division that are more tag teams. Like for me, like Sky Blue and Julia Hart.
oh
I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
I yeah, they're really really good. They have Deanna Perrazzo and Taya Valkyrie as a tag team. I know that, and Deanna Perrazzo, I mean, is so good.
yeah,
Like underrated, doesn't get enough TV time. Um, it's just so good.
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of talent. I mean,
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I definitely and I think that their women's tag team division will be way better than WWE's women's tag team division.
they
And then
just don't put enough time.
no, they don't, and it's just like you could tell the teams that they have in WWE is just kind of like thrown together. Whereas in AEW, they kind of thrown together, but it's like they got a better they gelled together better in
Yeah,
my opinion. Like
yeah,
you could put Willow Nightingale and Queen Aminata as a tag team or something like that. Like they definitely gonna have a lot of options in their women's tag division compared to what WWE has right now.
oh, and they can and they could. I mean, there's so much female talent out there that aren't even in AEW right now. They could sign. They just they're. I feel like today, like in today's world, a lot of the female talent are almost better than the male talent.
That's true. It's
Um,
definitely true. Like women's wrestling has been better than men's wrestling all this year and maybe some of last year also. And even if you watch the WWE documentary on Netflix, I forgot what episode it was, but Triple H even told one of the guys in the back, he was said the women been catching along faster than the men has. And if you look at it, a lot of women been getting called up from NXT compared to the men. So yeah, that's definitely that's definitely truth to that.
yeah, yeah, man. I mean, watching Rhea and Io, those matches. I mean, and Naomi, like,
Yeah.
it's unfortunate for her that she ended up getting pregnant because she was doing the best work of her career
Man,
by far.
I think at that time before she dropped the title, I think she was the best heel on the card
Oh
on the
yeah,
roster. I think her and I think Solo be one West title. She gonna get that title back, and she gonna come back with a vengeance.
And no offense, I hope Tiffany Stratton retains her title. Jade's not ready for it. Jade Cargill is just not. Is not.
Yeah, this woman tag.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this WrestleMania in Vegas, I think that this was supposed to be in the year that they should have went 1-on-1 against each other.
But that main it was that Mania match. Was it Tiffany and Jade at SummerSlam, right?
I think it's Tiffany and Jade. Yeah, SummerSlam.
Yeah. And that it was not good.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the reasons why we haven't seen that they haven't been building that Jade and Bianca. It's just like you said, that she's not ready right now.
Yeah, she needs a lot more time in the ring, and that's just it. I mean, it's just experience.
Yeah. I give her a run with the U.S. title, with the U.S. women's title. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, who is Julia wrestling for as far as like in that mid card? It's always B-Fab and Mi Shin, and Mi Shin always losing U.S. title matches.
Yeah, and Zelina and Zelina Vega.
Zelina Vega too. Yeah, so it's just like the women's mid card on SmackDown is bad. I think the women's mid card across Raw and SmackDown they're not building them at all.
Chelsea Green's probably the only one that's been consistent in terms of the mid card.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like she could be world champ though too.
Yeah. I hope that when they do Money in the Bank next year, that I would love to see Chelsea Green win the Money in the Bank, and just her role, just having the briefcase and just having that character come out. I think she'd be funny as Miss Money in the Bank.
For sure.
So Jay Rich, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate this being the first podcast that you have been a guest on. Before we get up out of here, do you want to give any shout outs or let the people know where they can find you?
Like I said, find me on Facebook, Jordan Richardson. You can also find me on Instagram, Jordan Richardson. And yeah, so that's pretty much what I have right now. I don't not on X. Don't care to be on X. And then also if you want to be a guest on like I said, Fred's of the Squared Circle, just send us a message and either Crander Q or myself can host you, or you can be with both of us and see how much of a mess we can be. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely. And
thanks, Mike, for having me on. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much.
Oh, no problem. We definitely got to have you back on and have you and Crander Q, and you both of you guys come on and just rep Friends of the Square Circle.
Yeah, there we go.
And I want to thank everybody who watched this episode. As always, you can catch Wrestling from the 313 on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter /X, Facebook, YouTube. We are pushing. We trying to get to the 6,700 subscriber mark. So if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, get all those notifications when episodes are coming on, new content is up, and continue to grow the Facebook page. I think if I'm correct, over 800. So we trying to get to that 1,000 mark, and we just wrestling from the 313, just out here trying to do our partner wrestling in the IWC. So for my guest, Jay Rich, the co-host of Friends of the Square Circle, I am Mike D, wrestling from the 313. Enjoy your week, and we will catch you here again next week. Peace.